What's up, guys? This is proof that I was out using the app I'm about to show you, and I'm averaging right now around, I think this morning was $133 in about 20 minutes. And I'm continuing to grow with this app. I just want to get this started and show you what is happening right here. The app is called STEPN. So you can get it in the Apple App Store. To download it on an Android, you need to go to the website. But there are a couple things you need to learn. There are some other great videos out there on kind of game theory. But this is a crypto app that you can make crypto on, and you can cash that out for dollars in a Coinbase account, for example. It runs on the Solana network. You get paid in GST, which I will dive into some of those details. But the app, again, is called STEPN. And I want to bring in my friend Justin. I called it Steppin with Justin. I will have to set up an interview with him. Maybe I can get him on next week. I'll see what I can do. But maybe we can even give out a couple free codes, because in order to get on this app, you can only get on there through a shared code from somebody else. And I think this was a great strategy because it doesn't overload the servers, right? They're continuing to upgrade this, but this is fairly new and it's pretty interesting. I was never a huge fan of NFTs originally, where you're just buying, pictures of gorillas, right? I thought that was ridiculous. But this actually has some use to it. What we use it for right now is we already exercise, right? So now if I'm going for a walk, a jog, or a run, I can just turn this app on. It's tracking me as I'm running. I still use my watch to calculate my calories and whatnot. But as this app is tracking me, it's looking at my speed, and depending on the type of shoe you have, I know it sounds crazy, right? And the upgrades you continue to put on this thing and the repairs you do, you make more and more of what's called GST. So let's take a look at some of this right now. Let me pull up this website. So this is the website you need to go to first. Again, you do this on your Android, you can download the app right here. And if you're on an iPhone, of course, you can go into the Apple store to go ahead and get that downloaded. Once you get this downloaded, again, it's going to start to let you create an account, but you still need an account or an invitation code in order to become part of the app. A way you can get that is going into their Discord. I believe they have a Telegram too. Some of that might be at the bottom of this website. Let's take a look. I can see, yeah, here we go. So go to some of this stuff. It looks like they have a couple different areas where people are sharing some of that information. I don't know, some people might even be selling them. I have no idea. But what we want to do on here is, as we get these, you only get them every so often, right? You have to continue to use the app, get out, walk, run, jog, whatever. And as you earn that GST, eventually they kick you out a code and you share it with a friend or a family member. And I might accumulate a couple codes, and maybe when Justin gets on here next week, maybe I could even get one donated from him. We can have a code posted in here. Maybe we'll do something where if you subscribe, like the video, and then maybe post your YouTube handle on my Twitter account. If you go to Defying Finance, at Defying Finance on Twitter, maybe we'll do something like that and give out a couple free codes, but I'll figure that out. But anyway, you could also, of course, scan these to download this app. But it's a really interesting concept. I'm not going to go into a really deep breakdown on any of this right now. I think there's some better videos out there that people have already done pretty well on. But Justin has a lot of great information. He's been working on this for a little while now. I won't even tell you how much he's making per day, because it would just make you mad, right? But anyway, you can get there yourself, and depending on how much you invest up front, maybe you could get there faster. The interesting thing is going to be what happens to these these shoes you're getting in the future, do prices come down, right? These have different stats on them, so you can earn more tokens, or maybe there's less repairs, so ultimately end up with more GST tokens. And again, this is on the Solana network, but let's take a look at this real quick. So basically in the app, you have the options of getting a walker shoe, which this is 1 to 6 kilometers per hour, whatever the heck it is. This is America. We don't use that, right? But anyway, if you go over this though, so say you're walking incredibly fast, you aren't going to earn anything, right? And in the app, it actually shows you, are you walking? Are you running? Here's how fast you're going. Here's the distance you've gone. Here's how many coins you're earning as you're doing this. It also shows you what they call energy, which I'll show you a little bit further down here. But you have joggers, there's runners. Now, from what I understand in the white paper, I recommend you read the white paper. If you're going to get involved in this and really take it seriously, you're not just going to, mom out and just go take the dog for a walk and make, $40. That's one thing. But if you're trying to make, $200, $500, $800 a day doing this, and you're really getting out there, you have to invest a little bit. But also in the future, what's coming, you can rent these shoes from someone. If you can't afford to go buy one, for example, you can rent them from somebody. You can, as the marketplace gets a little more developed, you'll be able to rent it for a lot less. And those profits are split between the owner and you, to where you can save up and eventually buy one of these. But I think prices will come down on some of these as supply continues to grow. So we'll get into it a little bit more. But from what we found, the trainer is the best shoe, but they also cost more. And the nice thing is you could run, walk, all in the same session. So say you're out running and you decide, I'm tired, I'm just going to walk. You still continue to earn. Now in the white paper, I believe it says this walker here, for example, a standard might be, maybe you were earning 4 GST, right? That's the token that you're earning. And right now, that's actually what, let's see what we're at today. I might need to refresh this actually. Nope, 458 per token. You can see how it's going here. Now that token has an unlimited supply, but let me get back in here so you can see this a little better. Okay, 458 token. This token has a limited supply, or an unlimited supply, but this token is constantly burning, disappearing. So every time you're upgrading a shoe, or you're there's all kinds of little things as you're operating the app, besides buying something from me or from someone else, right, where you're transferring those coins somewhere else. Anything else you're doing in that app, it's constantly burning those tokens. And from what I understand, how they come into existence in the future, yes, some was created up front. I think 14 or 15% was given to the team initially. And then some's put out there to get this thing going. But basically, you have to move to create these things. Otherwise, the supply just continues to shrink as people upgrade. So it's kind of a cool concept. Now, I have a feeling, and I've saw some things in the Discord. I don't know if this was supposed to be, let's call it, leaked or not, but it sounds like potentially Nike and ASICs, I'm assuming other places would get involved too, where they're going to start putting NFT shoes on here. I'm sure they'll be more rare and uncommon. They'll probably be expensive, but their stats are probably going to be amazing. But let's take a look a little more at this app. So again, in my opinion, I think the trainer is the best. I think these will rent out the best in the future. If you accumulated some of these, the more of these you have. So say you have, let me scroll down, see if it has a better picture of it. Yeah, it doesn't right there. But anyway, basically, if you have your wallet here, but you also have your spending wallet, they call it. So this is your normal wallet where Solana is in there, GST, and another token called GMT. That is going to be the main token where maybe you can vote on future updates and projects, changes, right? And that will have its own value. It'll be used a little bit different in the future. They're still coming out with some of the details. But this would be where, say you have 3 different pairs of shoes. Well, you get more energy. Let's see if it, so right here, when you're in the app and you're out walking, this section here is your energy. So if you have one shoe, for example, you get 2 energy, which is 10 minutes. So your 10 minutes of walking time, you're earning this GST as you're walking. It tells you whether you're walking, running right here. It shows you your GPS signal and your distance. And when you're done, it actually lights up a map and shows you this pretty cool little breakdown. You can even download the data. You could share it on your Facebook to show what you did, whatever. But when you get to 3 shoes, if you read the white paper, you get up to 4 energy, which is 20 minutes, which means now you can make a lot more, right? You have more time. So all of a sudden you're going from maybe 8 or 10 GST and you're pumping into 20, 25, depending on your upgrades on your shoe. But it's really interesting. So let's say you got this shoe here. You can do all these different upgrades. You can see right here, this is the efficiency. I don't know how well you can read that on the screen or not, but this is, can I zoom in on that? I forget the shortcut to do that. But you have your efficiency here, which helps you accumulate those tokens. Your resilience down here is just, how long does the shoe last before you have to repair something on it. Comfort is what is going to be used to help you get the GMT token. And you have to have that to, they call it mint, rare shoes, epic and legendary shoes. Now, minting shoes, this is really interesting. So basically, let's say you have 2 of these shoes, you're allowed to create new shoes out of thin air, right? Now, everything has their own code, so they are individual. You don't know exactly what you're going to get. Read the white paper on this. It gets into some great details. Basically, the white paper for this, since it's sort of like a game, is really important because they're the instructions for you to strategize on what you're going to do. But basically, you can mate these 2 shoes and maybe you get a walker out of it. Maybe you get a jogger. Maybe you get a trainer out of it. And a trainer might sell for $1,500, $2,000 for just a common trainer shoe, right? But it only costs you, let's say, $800 to mint one. Now, that's a lower percentage that you have that minted, but you can constantly be selling those shoes back in the marketplace. And that's why I wonder if these are actually going to go down in value in the long run as the supply of users continues to grow, which it's growing pretty quickly. But I'm wondering, as people continue to mint these, if that supply grows and drives down some of those prices for people to get in a little bit easier, because I'm seeing, when I first got on this, a regular walker shoe, you can buy, 7 Solana, right? Solana was about, let's say, $120 a pop. And now they're up to 10. Trainers are in a decent one, 17 to 18 Solana, right? So they're definitely climbing. And you also have these other areas here. They're called sockets. And these sockets you can unlock at different levels. So you want to continue leveling. That's what this bar is. You're leveling up your shoe. And when you level it up, you get more points that you get to choose where you want to add these to. And there's a great website here called steppin.guide. Basically, you can use this as your calculator, right? So let's say you got a trainer shoe and you're at level, let's say you got the level 10. You just keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. It's not very expensive to do the upgrades here. You can see you have some extra points down here. I have 40 points, and you can apply these here. But you can use their system to optimize. I think I have to do, what's it want me to do here? But anyway, use the system to optimize, to give you a calculation on where you should put your coins, right? To get the most GST out of this. And you can also select here, because you might have special sockets like this one, you get a little bit more. You can add these different gems here, and you can see you'll get an extra 8 on efficiency, or maybe you had luck, right? Now, luck is luck on the shoe. You see it down here. Let me unset that. the higher the luck you have, the more opportunity you have for these, as you're walking, these mystery boxes come up. And when you open these, there could be these gems that you can place in here. You can sell them on the marketplace. You can continue to upgrade other shoes that you're storing up, right? Again, the more shoes you have, the more energy you have. The next set of shoes you need to get a decent amount of energy, like 40 minutes, is 9 shoes. So you can continue to mint shoes, whatever's cheaper at that time, right? Maybe you mint to increase your chances to be able to get something that you want to sell in the future, but you can continue to mint these shoes into 9, and then you have 40 minutes of energy. You can get up, I think it's 15 shoes, then you get to, I think you could finally hit an hour of energy, right? So you could get out there, and you don't have to do it all at once. So you can do 20 minutes and then hit stop, and you still have energy. You can use some later. Your energy regroups after 24 hours. So it continues throughout the day. You'll get some back, so you can go again. But it's just a really interesting idea. I think this is going to continue to grow at a pretty fast pace, but definitely dig through this white paper. I will try to get Justin on. He's from Talon Capital. So taloncapital.us, that's actually our website. I'm a partner with Talon Capital. If you didn't see my Celsius video that I just put up recently, which is a very important video. If you have Celsius and you haven't seen it yet, go watch that video. It's breaking news, very important if you're a Celsian. So anyway, I'll have Justin on here. I'm hoping maybe I could get him in a week or so, and we're going to go stepping with Justin. He has some great ideas on how he's doing this himself, some good strategies that I'm constantly picking his brain on it. Pretty interesting stuff, but I just wanted to get this out there because it's very fresh. I think it's only 3 months old or so right now. It is growing very quickly, so I would expect in probably a year there are going to be a lot more people in here. But anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching it on Rumble, it's free content. Just watch an ad. If it's 10, 15 seconds long, supports free content. I don't get paid from it yet, at least, but just support the free content out there. Anything else I can get to you guys, I'll try to on this. I'm trying to tell Justin he needs to get a YouTube going. He's actually really good at this stuff, and I think he can really help people here. Maybe he'll make something specific for STEPN, or I can continue to bring him on here. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share this with somebody else that may want to get involved in this. Maybe they're a pretty active person. They maybe they run quite a bit, or they walk. Maybe you got a friend going on a marathon and you want to stick your phone in his little fanny pack and let him go make you some money while he's running, right? You can totally do that. So this is an actual decent business opportunity for some people. If you got 20 grand, 25 grand sitting around, you can really get to a place where you're pumping out, $1,000 a day on this. Of course, there's no guarantee that the token price stays where it's at, but you could just imagine making $250,000 a year, really putting quite a bit of time into this. It'd be hard with a normal, 9-to-5 job. You'd have to be out there 3 hours a day, really have built your stuff up to get to that place. But you can make a lot of money. But even if the token got, cut in half, you're still making $100,000 a year, right? So I think some people may get priced out of the market here eventually. We'll see what happens, but make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll get back to you with some more information. Have a good one, guys.